Cyclone Errol was finally named earlier today, and it is already a Category 1 by our analysis with winds of 85 miles an hour, gusting to 110 miles an hour, pressure of 980 millibars. Movement is west at 10 miles per hour. That is a Category 3 on the Australian scale, 85 miles an hour. Here is our forecast. Yes, that is a typo right there. That's supposed to say 1 a.m. But reaching Category 2 strength tomorrow, peaking early on Thursday, UTC. That's late Wednesday EST and wherever anywhere else. But peaking Thursday/Wednesday probably is a high end Category 3, potentially Category 4, and then rapid weakening throughout Thursday. And 12 hours later, it will have nearly halved in intensity. And it's going to eventually go off down there. That is near where Debbie made landfall. It's a little bit to the northwest, but it's around where Debbie made landfall about a month ago. No warnings. It is not expected to be tropical when it hits land. Wind threat's not that bad either. Just a small area that could potentially get tropical storm force winds. It's not even supposed to be a tropical storm or anything close to it when it hits land. But when it's if it's still a tropical storm or close, well, not close, if it's still a tropical wave with tropical storm force winds, by the time it gets near it, probably they could get tropical storm force winds. Rainfall not that bad either. They're only expecting about 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. There's a satellite imagery up in the top left corner. That's the visible imagery. And here are the other agencies. They're all at 70 miles an hour, although I will say those are all estimates as of about 5.5 hours ago. So 5.5 hours ago, it probably actually was 70 miles an hour, but now it has strengthened quite a bit. So, yeah, fast strengthening system that could potentially be a Category 4 by Thursday. Let's move to the GFS now. Here we are with the models. Currently, H-Wharf here, which is forecasting a peak on April 16th, which is tomorrow, of 962 millibars with peak winds of 100 knots there. That's 115, which is a low-end Category 3. So 115, 962, which is fairly reasonable, but then you can see that very rapid drop in intensity that we're all forecasting. The H-Wharf parent, which I have not looked at yet, which is forecasting 963 millibars with max winds of 98 knots, which is 113. So that'd round to 115, so that's also a low-end Category 3. And then again, that same rapid drop in intensity. HMOM, which doesn't have anything. HAFSA, it was easily B, but they're both pretty crazy. Right here, forecasting peak intensity of 947 millibars with peak winds of 126 knots, which is 145 miles an hour. Exactly 145 miles an hour with a pressure of 947 millibars. And then again, very rapid pressure drop. HAFSA parent, or HAFSA, I don't know what it is. Forecasting was this 963 with peak winds of 84 knots. 963 with only winds of 97 miles an hour, which is a low-end Category 2. Then there's, okay, so B, thank God, is not on there, because otherwise they'd be forecasting some wild stuff. GFS, which I also have not looked at yet. 966 with peak winds of 81 knots, which is only 93 miles an hour, so it's only a high-end Category 1, which I think it's going to be stronger than that because it's already pushing that right now. They're forecasting a recurve away right there. ECMWF, which always undershoots everything, so I would not take this at all. Forecasting peak pressure of 1,003 millibars with peak winds of 26 knots, which is 30 miles an hour. So that's a tropical depression peak, which I could say with confidence I think it's stronger than a tropical depression right now. Satellite imagery. There's also Cyclone Tam right now, but we're not going to be looking at that right now because that thing is well on its way out. Alright, so here's the infrared imagery. You can see the eye had a decent appearance there for a little bit. I'd say it looked its best probably right here. Had a decent appearance It's starting to get a little clouded over. I think that's just those. I think that's just the eye wall like banding in though. And overall, just the structure of the storm just looks quite good. It's very rapidly strengthening here, as you can see. 1830Z. That was like 6 hours ago. You can see it was rather disorganized. It was fairly compact, but not super compact. And now it's got an eye, and it's pushing Category 2 strength. So we'll have to see what happens with this storm, whether or not it becomes a Category 4. I think there's a fair possibility. Um, we're going to start doing percentage chances for categories from now on in our updates. I'll just go ahead and throw it up on screen right now. But yeah, that's really about it. So, like, subscribe, and goodbye.